Legion Tactical Cutlery.
Hold the line!
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Grugs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back, troops, legionnaires, new recruits. We are back at the Legion Outpost, and we got something massive to test out today. In front of you, you see the Eafengrow EF-146 drop point blade. This is a combat knife. We're gonna see how it does out in the woods. Troops, the weekend is here. We made it. What are you all carrying? Today, I've got my Cold Steel Ranch Boss 2. I love this folder. It's awesome. Go check out my premiere on it. Veterans and active military, another hard charging combat blade coming your way. I just want to say thank you very much for your service. Enjoy this video. Let's go over these quick specs. I don't have a lot of time and I gotta get stuff done. Once again, this is the Eafengrow EF-146 combat knife with a drop point blade in Sleipner Steel. Overall length, 12.7 inch. Blade length, 7.4 inch. Blade thickness, 8 millimeters. Blade material, Sleipner at a Rockwell of 60 to 62 HRC. Blade grind is either flat or saber, high saber grind. Blade width is 1.85 inch. Blade type is a drop point. Handle length is 5.3 inch. Handle thickness is 0.91 inch. Handle material is a two-tone G10 scale. It's a combination of green and black. Weight with Kydex sheath is a hefty 24.8 ounce. Look at that massive blade, man. Eafengrow says drop point, I say flat back. Eafengrow says flat grind, I say mid saber. Let me know in the comments below what you think, but check out that blade nonetheless. Look at that awesome, crazy tip right there. Beautiful grind lines are done really well. A generous sharpening choil that could also be used for the finger, the pointer over here. I want you to take a look at that goodness, that full tank goodness, 8 millimeters thick, man. This thing is sick, it's crazy. It's got some nice jimping over here, some practical jimping in my opinion. And then they have some other designs here on the side of the blade, which, you know, it makes it look good, okay? Here's the handle. It's got some nice curvatures to it. It is a two-tone G10, removable scales. And if you take a close look, you will see the green and black. There's the two-tone. In the sunlight, this looks really, really good. I personally think the handle might be a little small for some people out there. We still have to test it out. It does have a lanyard hole, okay, which I added a lanyard. And as you could see, that thick tang, holding it feels real good in this configuration. I'm looking forward to doing some chopping. The opposite way feels good. Let's do a reverse grip. That feels okay. Just this reverse grip with the guard might bother some people, but it's feeling pretty good right now. All right, troops, let's take a look at the sheath. Okay, I personally think that Eafengrow did the sheath right. One of the biggest things that I look for in any sheath is this right here, that thumb push off. Awesome. This is like #1 in my book, man. Taco style sheath, eyelet holes. I just wish it had the slots here. I think it would have been a little bit more versatile. Drainage hole, tech lock. Okay, it's in the lock position. You unlock it, open it up. Scout or upright carry. Tabs are removable or adjustable for your belt size. Let's pop this knife in. Here we go, man. That is a nice package. Now, it is a heavy knife. It's got a little bit of a rattle. It does come loose. So I did notice that when I was checking it out when I first received it. I'm gonna have to fix this, man. I gotta put a clamp over here, get a heat gun, and get this nice and tight, because it is a hefty blade. No matter, we're gonna check out the performance and see how it rules. Look at that beast. Let's do this, man. Okay, I just want you all to see it's a pretty decent size log. I have done way larger logs, just a demonstration, and my time is short today. Let's get started. No more talking. It's off to battle. Let's do it. So once again, this is Eafengrow's first offering in Sleipner Steel, man, and I am excited. As you could see, it's already biting in. And you know, I did mention that the handle feels a little short, but so far the chopping is pretty good, and I'm going to test it out with a glove also. So let's just keep on going. I'm going to let the blade do the work. You can see the deep bites. It did come extremely sharp out of the box. We are looking real good. I'm going to use every part of the blade as much as possible, and then we'll do some edge retention testing. You know, the mid saber is really nice, or flat ground, really, really nice. I mean, it is definitely doing the job. You know, with something like this, as well as it's performing right now, you may just need a saw with you instead of an axe. Perfect. Those are some heavy chopping here, man. Some heavy, loud thunks. Ugh. Oof. I gotta say, the handle is not feeling too bad. Again, it's still, I still think another 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch would have been perfection, especially with somebody with a little bit larger hands. However, as I am chopping, especially with this lanyard, it's doing a good job. It feels good. By the way, I did tighten the screws. They didn't really need to be tightened, but I gave it a good tightening. Hopefully they won't come loose after I start doing some batoning. Okay, now I'm using the rear part of the blade. Now I gotta tell you, this little groove right here is doing a nice job of keeping my pointer from slipping. Bravo, Eafengrow, bravo. Look at that. We are almost through. Listen to those thwacks. Thwack, thwack. That was some badassery right there. Badassery. All right, no sense in playing around with this little thing. Let's get rid of that. I got my Centurion club for the beating. Let's do this, man. Nice. Nice. Okay. I thought I drew blood, but I'm okay. Well, let's keep going. Let's make quarters out of this one. Ooh. Ooh. I feel solid. Something is giving me a tough time right now. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Nice. All right. One more. We got one more to do. Pretty solid piece of wood right here, man. Let's try the back of the blade now. Nice. Fantastic. Great. So, as an example, we got quarters for firewood. That other piece fell on the floor. Let me grab that other chunk of wood. This is the other chunk of wood that I was referring to. We're going to do some horizontal batoning using the complete blade, okay? Actually, I want to make sure that I get this knot. So, let's see if I could do this without hurting myself. Okay, good. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing gloves. I wanted to see how it feels like with the gloves. So far, so good. These gloves are just slippery. They got a kind of a suede type of setup. So I'm not having a problem with the handle, but I am having some issue with the baton. Go figure, man. Go figure. All right, it's starting to split, okay? But as I promised, I did go through that knot. Let's keep going. All right, see? Split. Okay, now a little prying. Beautiful. So far, so good, and I am kind of happy that I got a little bit thinner piece here for feather stick. So I'm just going to put this off to the side, and I'm going to continue with batoning in a horizontal fashion. What I am going to do is I'm going to keep this glove on. I'm going to take this one off because it is slippery on this handle. 1 second, troops. Let me just get rid of this. You know, but the glove feels pretty good, man. Actually, let me make thirds. Let's see if I can make thirds here. Nice, it's split. It's split. So that's a third right here. Let's put that up here. Let's do it again. Now for the troops out there, I'm giving it my all on this one, okay? Beautiful. Nice thin pieces, pretty decent control. I say one more time, huh? Excellent. Okay. All right, now that I've done all that batoning and all that work, let's see. Sleipner Steel, baby. Sleipner Steel. Can you believe that this knife is $89.99? And if you're interested, on Amazon, you can get a 10% redeemable coupon. That's $9 off this knife, man. A hunk of Sleipner steel, okay? Now, I'm not making a dime off of this, trust me. But Sleipner steel is awesome stuff. And even though it's 8 millimeters thick, I am getting the nice thin curls that I want, especially if I need to make a feather stick, right? Cool, very cool, man. I did make these feather sticks off camera, but you know, I always want to show everybody that I do this, okay? And let's just show you how easy it is to make, you know, thin sticks. So it's got a little finesse, you know what I mean? And as you could see, I went through that knot. Let me just put that here. And then once again, if I want to, I could either do it upright. Well, let me do it upright. I got a nice thin stick right here, or you could, you know, baton it. However you make, you know, it makes you feel comfortable. I just want to show everybody, you know, that you can have some control with such a big, sharp knife. Once again, going through that knot over there. Another little knot, right? You put this down and let us show you. Well, let's first do, you know, the individual curls, right? So if you don't know how to make feather sticks, you're not good at it yet, you can just do this all day long. Make these nice little or long, thin curls, you know? $8 millimeters thick, man, and you could do, you know, what the knife is asking to do. Okay, so I mean, one could sit here all day and just make this huge pile, right? So I'll come back to this. I just want to show. Okay, you can take off the bark. Again, just showing everybody how sharp this knife is after all that abuse and batoning. So I'm just digging in at the very top of the bark to get it off. And this bark is you know, really attached to that piece of wood. And again, I'm just showing you, look at that. How sharp this thing is, man. Try different parts of the blade. Okay. Very cool. So I've got the, you know, the individual curl pile. Let's see if I can make a nice feather stick for the camera. Let me get another piece over here. I'm gonna get something nice. And look, I mean, it's so front heavy. You'd have no problem doing any kind of chopping, making short work of a long, long stick of some sort. Or if there was a limb on top of a tree, man, I guarantee you, give it a good swipe, that thing will come off. Unfortunately, I am in a county park, and I must, respect the land over here and all the trees. So it's nothing that I can do to show anybody here, cutting down trees or limbs or anything like that, because first of all, it would be disrespectful to the grounds people over here. I really do like them. They like me. I would never do anything stupid. And, obviously it would land me into a lot of trouble over here. But you can see feather sticks. Again, this is a brand new knife for me. The finger choil is working really great though, man. And that guard is just perfect to get your fingers right here and get a nice, comfortable, close-up feel for the work of the knife. Once again, just want to show everybody something so large and so thick, you can do some finesse work, man. Now, I have no doubt that tip is killer. Well, you know what? Let's show everybody. Let me just move this over, right? Yeah, no problem, man. Just no issue whatsoever, Let's do it again. Nice. Okay. Beautiful, look at that. It's thick enough that it's just splitting it with no problems. More feather sticks, right? You don't have a baton. You could just use that point. And make curls or feather sticks all day long. Badassery, man. Look at that. Look at that devastation. Look at that destruction. The battle is in our favor. Okay, I'm going to do a little cross baton in here, but first I want to do some chopping. Remember I had said before that, if you're walking in the woods and you see a limb and you want to chop it off the tree, well, I'm going to mimic that over here, okay? So, if this was a limb off of a tree, you got it. Okay, now, let's do a little cross batoning with this. Okay, right through this knot right over here. This knot right here, see that? Right through. I've got something else. Let's try cross batoning this bad boy right here. See this knot right here? Let's go through that. Just make sure that you guys got a good view. Actually. Okay. Okay, you could see, and here it is, the discoloration and the pieces of wood Looking good, okay? Looking good. So, can it make a notch? I have absolutely no doubt that this could make a notch, okay? You know what? I know my video is gonna go long, but I know a lot of people appreciate this. Okay, so instead of making a spear, well, it's supposed to be a wedge. You know what? Let's keep doing it. I've seen content creators, you know, split wood with a wedge like similar to this. So there we go. Okay, now I just want to make this a little flat. There you go, a little wedge. So then you could put this into a piece of, you know, big log if you're against batoning, right? Here, let me just show you. So what they do is, you know, instead of doing you know, going all the way through, I'm kind of curious to see if this works. So what they'll do is they'll start it with any type of knife that they have, you know. So they will start it so that, so then they could stick the wedge in here, in that spot, in that split of the wood, and then use you know, a heavy duty baton to hold on a second. Now this is if you have a little bit smaller knife, or again, you know, you are against, you know, batoning. So I'm just giving some possible scenarios, you know, that one can do. I'm kind of curious to see if something like this will work. In any case, look, point being is that it's possible, you know, to make some fine woodwork to get the job done. So again, I don't have a lot of time to sit here and do all this, maybe next time, but you know, just an example, I guess if you wanted to make a notch, right, you could baton a notch in here. You know, so all capable. It is a you know, once again, it is a big knife, so you might not have the leverage that you need to make a notch. So you know, you just do some batoning. But as you could see, I'm going to make some thin wood shavings. See that? So again, once again, no doubt that this knife can do the job. You know, and if you need to, just use your thumb and do the finer work, you know, with your thumb. So just a demonstration, just a small example. Pretty good. Now, I want to try the spine here. So let's see. I decided to clean up this area a little bit, so let's try. See, now this is the reverse grip where I had mentioned that the guard might bother somebody's hand, so you either put on a glove. All right, well, that's good news. All right, it's taken off the bark. And there's, okay, actually it's still a little membrane of the bark. One second, I want to get down to the wood. All right, now I'm down by the wood area. Definitely a little hot spot. You can see the marks. You can see the marks. So just be aware of that. You put on a pair of gloves, you'll be all right. Okay. Look at that. So that's not the wood, that's the bark, combination of the bark, the little membrane of the bark in the center. And now here's the wood. Let's give it a go. All right, good, man. Look. Doing a fine job. This area right here is digging in. See that, troops? Right there. It is digging in, and for me, I don't know about you, but for me, that's more than enough. That's great. Look at that. Right? And use your sharp knife. Here you go, man. Combination of bark and wood. How can you go wrong? How can you go wrong? This is awesome. What a knife, man. Pretty awesome. You know, this is a knife that you could take instead of an axe. And then maybe take a small companion knife, a slip joint, a pocket knife, and possibly a saw. Perfect. So I've got, you know, as usual, some camp tasks I want to do. Just some paracord. Easy to cut. Let me just put that here in a pile. And once again, I have natural rope. Let's give that a go. Can't beat it, man. $89.99 on Amazon with a 10% redeemable coupon. That's a hunk of steel right there. That's a hell of a combat blade. This is a hell of an outdoor knife. Camp knife. Can't go wrong. Hell of a knife, troops. Hell of a knife. This is a survival knife, combat knife. Call it what you want, man. I mean, you can even do some bushcrafting with this knife. It is pretty awesome. One little negative note, just a little hot spot in a certain reverse grip. Not a big deal. You'll put on a pair of gloves. You'll be all right. Maybe, just maybe, a 1/2 inch to a 3/4 inch, little bit more steel on the handle. As you've seen, though, it did great. And, you know, I really didn't complain too much, you know, about the handle. But again, you know, my hand is a pretty like medium to large size. For those that have those big gargantuan gorilla type hands, you know, you might think twice about this one. I'm not sure. Hopefully you could tell if this is the right knife for you or not. Anyway, troops, I just want to say thank you very much once again. Let me bring awareness to everybody. Hashtag 22 a day. Hashtag 22 a day no more. There are veterans in active military that once they get out of the service, they do face a lot of challenges. Unfortunately, one of these challenges is suicide. So at the end of this video, pause on the slides, call those phone numbers, check out those websites. There's also a heartfelt message from a Legionnaire who was a Vietnam veteran, 66 to 69. He has been there. He has done that. He is one of your own. Please seek the help you all have earned and deserved. All right, troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe, and let everybody know about this channel. At the ready, troops, hold the line. Take care.
Legionnaires!